Oh, you lot, what's going on? Look at this. I've got 2 antifreezes, 1 thermostat and some sealant. Let's go and see if we can finally sort out the cooling problem on the old Talbot. I've got plenty of stuff I need to be doing as well. I've got other bits and bobs that need to be done. Everything's backing up on the old list of stuff to do, but we'll slowly get there. I've taken on a load of RC cars to mend. Oh, these are all Traxxas. They're called Traxxas T-Maxes, and I've taken these on, and there's some more over there as well to mend for a company that does landmine clearances of all things. There's another one there as well. That's a brand new, that one. That's brand new, and it was left for years and years and years. The engine hasn't even been ran in yet. I've just got that one going this morning. I'm slowly chipping away at them to get them done. There's some really nice old school ones there, and some newer ones, and ones in between, modified ones and all sorts. The company that gave them to me to get them going for them is a company that they've gotten into bloody landmine clearances, and what they were going to do is they were going to use these, because I think the big thing what they use, the big robot that goes along, is like £250,000 or something. Goes along, hits a mine, bang! Obviously, doesn't blow the whole robot up, but it blows some of it up, then they have to repair it. Costs a lot of money to buy it in the first place as well. So they had this bright idea of getting a load of RC cars and just driving them onto the mines. Bang! There we go. Very cheap, effective way of getting rid of landmines so that children and other people don't stand on them and get blown up. Well, I don't think it went quite to plan. And so they've got all these cars now, and that's it. So they give them to me, said get them running, get them going, and they're going to sell them to raise money for the next exhibition, I suppose you would call it, to go and clear a few more mines or something like that. I don't know. I don't really get involved in that kind of stuff. But I said, yeah, no problem. I'll get them going. So I've got 10 RC cars. They've all got real engines on them. They're all nitro-powered real engine cars. A lot of them have issues. Some of them haven't because they're brand new. But I've been slowly chipping away at them. So that means that all the other little bits and bobs that I need to do are slowly falling behind. But, yeah, so anyway, I've got horse box to mend. I've got other stuff to do. But one thing that definitely does need to be done, I need to sort this cooling problem out on the Talbot, because, well, I can't drive it without this being mended. And if I can't drive it, what's the point in having it? So, yeah, we've got 10 litres of antifreeze, and I've explained before, I like to run it neat. I don't like to mix it. I don't care what anyone says. It does say on the instructions, if it's really cold, run it neat. If it's not so cold, mix it with water. I always run antifreeze neat. I don't like mixing it. It's just what I like to do. Don't care what anyone else says. There we go. I've got some sealant to go around the thermostat housing, because, well, it doesn't have a gasket, so it just uses sealant. And I can't remember what I used last time. Whatever I used last time did a good job because it hasn't leaked. Can't remember what I used, so I've just bought this stuff anyway. And brand new thermostat. I reckon the old thermostat is not an old thermostat. It's a brand new thermostat that I put in a couple of years ago when I first bought that camper van, because it didn't have a thermostat in it, and I had a suspicion, and when I took it apart, it didn't have a thermostat, so I put one in it, an 82 degrees thermostat, and it's been working flawlessly, fine, until we know what happened. Something happened, and now I'm sure it's stuck open. So just to be sure, so I don't take it apart and then have to put it back together again without the thermostat, I've got a new one, so if the old one is broken, just put a new one in and we'll be away with the fairies. What is it? I'm always away with the fairies. I just can't bloody help it. Just can't help but be away with the fairies. I mean, life is great. I'm on cloud 9 every single day. It's great, man. There's a thermostat. Got to undo those. We've got to take that hose off. Undo those 2 bolts. Thermostat lid, or whatever you want to call it, will come off then. We can have a look. You've got the thermostat. Hopefully it is just that, because I really can't be bothered to do this today, but it has to be done. So I had a little look in here, and I can't remember how much was in it, but you lot can probably see how much is in it. I think it's out there somewhere. I can't remember how much was in it when I left it, to know whether it's leaked out or not. But anyway, it's wet all on the top of the engine because rain comes in through that vent, goes down there. As you can see, it's supposed to vent down, it's supposed to drain, that's how it's supposed to be. But the trouble is, it means it runs all over your engine and all over your gearbox, which isn't ideal, so I will be doing something with that eventually when I get around to it. Don't think we've got any more issues. Alright, let's get that hose off, get the thermostat out. Stuck. There's going to be something lodged in it. I don't know. It's random that it all of a sudden decided to stop working though. Alright, let's have a look and see. Yeah, stuck. Stuck. Wide open. That's not. Stop closed. Yes. Let's get a new one. So, can't be bothered to move the camera. That's the old one. And as you can see, that's had it. That's no good. This is a new one. Comes closed. And then, well, I'm not even going to bother testing it. I'm just going to put it in 82 degrees. You can probably see on there it says 82 degrees. It's exactly the same as this one. I bought it from the same place, Coastal Motorhomes. 82 degrees, but it's no good. Put a new seal around it, and then we'll get it in. Alright, that goes on there. That seal should seal around there lovely. You don't need to do it a certain way, but I like to do it a certain way. Like that. Just, you know, pleasing. Got to make sure that's all nice and clean. No sealer left on there, which is not. So I'm going to dry it, put some new sealer on it. Whoops-a-daisy. Forgot to press the bloody record button, but lid, the top bit's on. Can you see that? You can just about see it. There's a wire in the way. There we go. Is that better? Just got to do the bolts up. I'll have to read on the packet how long it's supposed to be, or if I can start it up and get it going before, or does it need time to set? I have to read it. I haven't read it yet. Make sure we do these up evenly. We don't want it coming down uneven because it is a sealing face and we want it to seal. So, got to make sure we do these even. Alright, that'll be plenty. Put this hose back on. I have to keep meaning to get new hoses, but to tell you the truth, I just, they're a lot of money. They're a lot of money, and well, I would probably benefit from them. I might have to just wait until I'm in a better position to get there, if you know what I mean. Hopefully the ones that are on here now will last a bit longer, but I would like to get new ones on if I can, because then I know I've got new hoses, but I won't worry about that for now. We'll worry about that probably in the summer. I'm fanning around. I know you're probably thinking, well, you're going to have to drain all the antifreeze out again to put the new hoses on. Be a waste. I know, but sometimes you just have to do these things, you know. I can't justify spending all the money at once, you know. A bit of oil on that jiggly bit. Probably got it all over that belt as well. But that's alright. I've got a new belt to go on there. Again, it's being bothered to do it. I should do it. I need to do it. No tension on that one. You just have to force it on. So it's always fun doing those ones. But they're alright. You can't moan about them. They do a good job. Alright. That's that. Hopefully tight. Hopefully not going to leak. I'm going to dry up around it as much as I can so I can see if it is leaking. We'll put some antifreeze in it and fire it up. The the battery's running out of camera, so I don't know how much of this you're going to be able to see before it goes diddly-deed. See you later. Oops. Let's pour some in and see what we get. This bleeding upon as well. We'll force some of the air out before we have to fire it up. The less time I have to have this running, the better, because it's on the driveway, and I don't want to piss anyone off, sort of thing, you know. So pour as much as we can in. I know the radiator's still going to be full. Didn't empty the radiator out, so it's not going to take all of this. Don't know how much of it will take. We'll see. I need a funnel really, but I haven't got one. One of them things that's on my list of things to get that I just don't get. Simple as that. You hear the air coming up? Pour it in nice and slowly. Should force as much out as possible. Bloop, 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 bloop. Right, it's been probably about an hour, which is good because I had to charge up the camera anyway. Let's see. It hasn't all leaked out. That's a good sign. Stick that there so I'll lose it. Start it up and get going. I want you to tell me if the heaters are getting hot. It's going to be your job, I'm afraid. I can't juggle everything at the same time. I've got to do the water. So you can sit in here and you can tell me when the heaters are getting hot, alright? Good. Happy days. Alright, so I'm beginning to wonder if the old... Remember I fixed the heater matrix, didn't I? Glued on the top of it. I'm beginning to wonder if that's snapped off again. Because there's still a little bit of air in them pipes, I can feel them. I've got to get a bit out. But the heaters... I know some of you are going to say, well, the heaters will be cold, you've got to get all the air out of the matrix, all this bollocks, I know, but I'm starting to wonder if the top of that snapped off again, and when I've been going from hot to cold, it's stuck midway, because the heaters are warm, but they're not hot. I'm beginning to wonder if it snapped off, the heater valve is stuck midway, so it would get warm out. It doesn't matter how much I bleed it, it's never going to get hot because the valve isn't in the hot position, it's in the warm position. It's just something I'm thinking about, because, well, the fan's still working well. We're not overheating, which is good. I haven't driven anywhere yet, but yeah, we'll see. But I love this kind of stuff. I just wish I had a big enough driveway where I could do it without having to think about everybody else. Do you know what I mean? I'm constantly thinking, am I pissing anyone off? It'd be nice to be able to have enough land where I could just do whatever I want, make as much noise as I want. Just, you know, goals. It's all about goals, life goals, and that's one of my life goals. Have a place with a big enough driveway or piece of land where I can work on my cars as much as I want and not piss anyone off. We'll get there, Right, I've stopped it for a minute because let all the air bubbles rise up a little bit and jiggle about. We'll start it up and see if I can get any more air out. That's it for that. I've had enough of that for today. I've got it the best that I can get it while it's on the driveway there. I'm always conscious about annoying the neighbours. The old neighbour particularly, he's alright, he's a bit grumpy sometimes. He used to be really grumpy. But I'm always conscious of annoying him, you know, because really to get the air out, you got to blip the throttle, blip, 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 and it kind of, where the pump goes faster and slower, it like pushes the air bubbles along in a way, and then eventually they just and they come out. But you've got to keep blipping the throttle, squeezing the pipes and doing all sorts. I've got it the best I can get it for today. And then what I'm going to do, I've got other stuff to do today now. So what I'm going to have to do is probably tomorrow or another day, go for a little drive, because where the driveway's on a bit of an angle, it's not ideal for it, because the bleed nipple is actually at an angle like that. So it's a pipe that goes up, which is where you undo the bleed thing, but the pipe goes down to the matrix. Well, because it's on an angle, it's down, really it needs to be flat. I don't know, to get it properly. I know what I mean, just how to explain it to you like in the way that you might understand. Unless you know about how it works, you might not understand it. I don't know. But I need to go for a drive. It's the long and short of the story, but I haven't got time for that today. And plus, I just can't be bothered. I really can't. Yeah, one of them things, man. One of them bloody things. Look at that. This is a little bottle that I put degreaser in. And it's the bloody tits. Just degrease. Need to buy some more degreaser. I've run out. Run out of degreaser. Mad. Absolutely mad. Check this out, you lot. I've had this, oh man, I can't remember what year. It would have been early 2000s. And it was a magazine kit thing that my dad bought me. And I broke it. I broke the rear end, the rear diff stripped out. It's got a little nitro engine on it. And I lost the drive shafts and all that. And yeah, and now it sat under my bed at home when I was living with mum and dad and all that kind of stuff. And then I moved out, bring it with me, put it in a shelf somewhere, put it in the garage where I put it. And I took it apart recently in my adult years to try and mend it. And I mended it, but I lost a load of the bits, and I was a bit gutted about it. Blah blah blah. I lost the wheels somehow. These are not the right wheels for it. Anyway, some random subscriber, or he's actually a channel member, said, look, I've got a load of the right bits, I'll send them to you. So he sent me them. Long story short, he had to send it twice because the bloody Royal Mail lost the first one. But so I can't bloody wait to be able to find the time, which I haven't got at the moment because I'm doing stuff for other people. But when I finally get back to doing this, it's going to be bloody mint, and it's just going to bring back so many memories. I wonder why it is. You lot give me your opinion, right? Why do you think it is that we're stuck, our memories are stuck to old things, old times, you know? New modern times, it just is what it is, happy days. But when I think back to years gone by, everything is just brilliant, and it's just sunshine and bloody roses. I wonder why that is. It's mad, isn't it? We're supposed to be progressing and getting better as humans evolve. We're supposed to be progressing and things are supposed to be better. But that ain't the way that I see it. The way I see it, the old days, and I say the old days, I mean the days of my younger life. I can only go back as far as I've been alive. I can't go back further than that because I can't remember it. But they're just better than the modern day. Maybe it's because I was younger. I don't know. It's bloody mad, I tell you. But anyway, you lot. That is that. I'll see you tomorrow, or maybe another day. I don't know. I hope to be doing that tomorrow. Get that done. I want it to be done, squared away, bled, and happy days. The heat is, as I say, the heat is. The heat is warm, but it should be hotter. But I don't want to, ordinarily in an ordinary different car, I'd just say, well, it's not bled properly. Simple as that. But I know for a fact, we all know, because you saw me repair it, that heater valve. And you saw what I'd done was, I couldn't get the right valve, because Coastal Motorhomes sold me, well, they didn't sell me the wrong one. They only sold one, and it said on the thing that it would fit this model of camper van. But it doesn't. It's a different type. So I had to glue the top of my one back together. Now, I reckon, as I've just explained earlier on, I reckon that the valve is stuck midway on warm setting. It's not on hot, it's not on cold, it's in the middle of warm, because I've been playing with it. Because I want to keep the valve free, because if it stays in one place, it could get stuck in one place, which is why they snap off in the first place. They get stuck because they don't get moved, and then when you do move them, that's when you snap the top off. So I've been moving it, just trying to keep it free. Now, it's entirely possible that it's just come off, and the valve itself is stuck part way, but the little top part, the little selector bit moves, which is why the thing moves. If you know how they work, you'll understand what I'm saying. If you don't know how they work, you won't understand what I'm saying. But so it could be that. The fact of the matter is, the engine doesn't overheat. It goes up to 90, goes back down to 80, back up to 90, back down to 80. It's been ticking over there for 45 minutes, and it didn't get hot and overheat. So it's somewhat bled. It's just the heaters aren't hot. But as I say, we'll sort it out another day. I've had enough of doing that kind of stuff for today. I'm going to go and mend a horse box. Once I've mended that horse box, I'm going to come home and just sit down and have something to eat, because I'm bloody starving. I'll see you a lot later on. Treat people nicely. Treat people how you would like to be treated. Even if you can't do it all the time, because no one can keep that up. Sometimes people have bad days. Sometimes you might say something to someone and you think, oh, I shouldn't have said that. And if they said that to you, you'd be pretty gutted. But that doesn't matter, because we're all human. So just try to treat people nicely, and we should have a nice, happy life. And I'll see you lot on the next one. Take care, you lot, all the bloody best.